welcome back. I'm 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏. It's been a really wet, long winter, and I've been looking forward to getting out camping again. So I decided, rain or shine, I was heading out for a night of camping, threw some stuff in my mini truck, and we're gonna see what happens along the trip. Unfortunately, March can be really nasty weather in Western Washington, so stick around and check out the adventure. Well, all right, kind of a rush trip here. Had a bunch of stuff to do earlier, but got all the stuff I think I need for the camper packed. And gonna just go grab a few groceries and head out. Find a good spot to go camp for the night. I've been driving for less than 5 minutes and it's already raining pretty heavy out here. Alright, got everything packed up, got some snacks, and brought a fishing pole. We'll see, maybe we'll get some time to go fishing. It's been a while since I camped in here. Unfortunately, as I head west further on the trip, the rain goes from a light trickle to an absolute downpour. But that's the way it's going to be sometimes. Beautiful, but it sure sucked to hit one of those in a mini truck. Oh man, look at that one. Man, I should have known. The further west I go, the more rain we usually encounter. And it's a wet one out here. I was hoping to cook outside this evening on a dry-ish night, but it is pouring down right now. So got probably an hour and a half before dark. Hoping to find a camp spot here pretty soon. But it's looking pretty miserable out here. So there's a little lake up here. I've caught some trout at it in the past, but I don't think there's any camping unless you're just right off the side of the highway. I'm not really digging that, so I'm gonna push on. I think there's some other little roads out here. Yeah, we'll see what we can find up here. Never been up on these roads before, but been looking at them and on some maps. And they're either gated or there's a potential to go back a long ways. Well, looks like we got a tree or two across here. Did bring a chainsaw. Let's scope this out and see if this is worth cutting or we should go down a different road. That's a pretty big hemlock here. Could probably cut a section of it out. There's another tree up here. Maybe I'll cut this out and see what we get here. Man, it's wet. I gotta get a jacket here. Look at the water coming off the camper here. Might grab my rubber boots as well. Now, I did only bring one chainsaw battery here, but that's probably fine. Grab this thing, let's see what we can do here.
few more sticks here and I think we're good to go. One tree down, a small tree to go. Hopefully this goes somewhere cool, at least off the beaten path a little bit. Cut this thing out real quick and get on our way. Doubt I'll see anybody, but by not cutting this thing out fully on the road here, maybe a side-by-side quad or motorcycle might make it through. But you gotta do some work if you want to get up here with a full-size vehicle, and no one's done any work yet except for me, so might as well leave the path narrow for my small vehicle. All right, hopefully there's not like 5 trees around the corner here, because I think I'm gonna bail. It's too damn wet out here if it's like that. I don't know, it's pretty miserable out here. Sometimes it's fun when you got a few people. Try to get my brother to come out with this big Dodge, and he had other things going on. His mini truck's kind of out of commission. I think he's got a CV joint that's kind of been giving him trouble, and late last summer he hit a deer with it, so he's got to do some body work. It's kind of been put on hold. But like I said, it's a little more fun when you get out here with another friend. It's a little more miserable by yourself, but we're gonna make it happen, cook up some good food and camp out. At least the camper's dry, it'll be warm. Hey, look at this. Somebody actually cut out a tree up here. Looking at my Onyx here, and the road goes for another 2-3 miles, but because I got one battery from my e-saw and it's not cutting super good, my blade, I sharpened my rakers too far and it's really grabby, so it's tearing down that battery pretty quick. Found this little spot with the fire pit here, kind of an open, bright area, less potential of trees falling on my camper in the middle of the night, so I think I'm gonna take this spot. If I was with somebody else and maybe another battery, I'd go down to the very end. There might be some cool camping down there, but for the night, I kind of want to cook some food and take it easy. I think this is gonna be our spot. Fire up the diesel heater here and then start working on preparing some snacks, I think. Now I threw everything in here right when I was leaving. I didn't hook up my battery box. I threw some extra fishing gear in here, some groceries. So I gotta do a little organizing. I haven't used this camper much since last spring. Used it over the summer a little bit to go camp with my son close by. But after that, mini truck was just in work mode, doing stuff, hauling firewood and supplies around and doing stuff like that. So as wet as it is, I don't know, I may just cook inside, be nice and dry. All right, got some salad making stuff, some Good beef, ground beef, bacon, yeah, probably a little bit. I gotta save some of that for the breakfast. Okay, let's go. I think we got enough here to get started. Oh man, that heater is ripping now. It's ramping up heat. So everything got wet out here, especially trying to get out and film a few shots, drive past shots, things like that. Let's cook up some food. We gotta make this thing a little more habitable. It's a little bit of a train wreck here. Okay. Rubber boots are the right kind of footwear for this kind of a day. It would have been nice to cook on the tailgate. Have a little more room to stretch out, but it's still pouring outside. Gonna probably cook up a little bit of bacon in there. Probably make a burger here and a salad. Dang, kind of bummed out here. I bought an onion, a little tiny onion I picked out. Didn't get boxed up here. What a bummer. I was hoping to throw some mushroom and onion in here, and the onion was been good for breakfast. You got a little onion powder, but damn, it was a perfect little onion. What the hell happened to that thing? Looks like that bacon cooked up pretty good. Throw those to the side. Throw some burger in here next. Cheers. That's a heavy slab of burger. I think it was a ½ pound. Forgot one secret weapon right here. It's olive oil and minced garlic. I'm gonna toss a little of that on here. Oh yeah. What a greasy mess. I wish I was doing this outside. These tongs are pretty nice for this kind of stuff. Got a little barbecue sauce to top off the burger. A little barbecue sauce, a little mayonnaise for that thing. Got a little homemade salad dressing here. A little honey, Dijon, olive oil, garlic, some seasonings, a little lemon. ½ pound of beef really shrunk down there. There we go. Wasn't too bad cooking in the little camper. Hey, that salad dressing I made wasn't too bad there. Pretty good. Onion would have been good on there, grilled up. Focaccia baguette. I do wish I had a few friends out here camping with me, but this rain is kind of typical this time of year. But it's the pits. But it's just been so crummy this winter. I've just been wanting to get out for a little while. It's nice to finally get out in the mini truck and do some camping again. I know a lot of my subscribers enjoy the camping truck series, so I'm going to try to be getting out once a month for my own enjoyment and just get out camping and bring you guys along. So hopefully you enjoy that. Starting to get dark out. Oh man, it is still raining heavily out there, so that's about 9:30. I'm gonna shut off the lights here and try to get some sleep. Nice and cozy in here. Got the side window open, roof vent, and this one. And that heater's on low. I'll probably shut it off a little bit because it is pretty damn hot in here still. Alright, see ya. Well, it's about 7:45. Slept pretty good last night. Rained off and on. It's not really raining at the moment. At least very lightly raining. Probably make some coffee. I'm still pretty full from that big dinner last night. Just a short little trip to get out. Unfortunately, it was pretty wet out here. I was hoping to get out and do a little bit more outside, have a fire and stuff like that, but that's kind of how it goes sometimes. Man, it got way too hot in here last night. I had to shut off the heater around 1. Just kicked it on a few minutes ago and place warms right back up. This is a pretty simple system for camping. Just a little coffee filter, a little collapsible pour over. Yep, the rain's definitely picking back up again out there, so I think I'm just gonna hang out for a little while, enjoy the silence, hear the rain, look outside, enjoy some coffee. I think I'm gonna skip breakfast today, especially having such a
barge dinner that late. All right, I think it's time to start packing up here, and this is the proper footwear for today. It's so damn wet out there. And if I gotta get out, move some more trees or anything today, I'm gonna want these on. Not raining too bad out here yet. Let the truck warm up, checking out these woods. There's a decent sized large creek or small river. I can barely see through the woods down there. It'd be kind of cool to check out. Not today, get soaked. Looks like some jackasses threw some garbage down here. I always try to pick up, leave the place cleaner than when I found it. Grab some shitty beer and shitty energy drinks. Find this actual campsite is pretty clean, which is nice to see, but pack this shit out. Crazy, just from coming down through here last night, this tree got lower, so I don't remember having to go under the branch and having to hit the roof. Stay up here a little bit longer, might have to cut that one out as well. Just saw something up here, kind of neat. I'll show you guys. There's an enormous tree up here, big tree stump. We'll climb up here. Back in 1921, there was an enormous, see, the whole tree is uprooted, enormous. There's an enormous windstorm that came through here and blew down unbelievable amounts of timber. I'll put the stats on the screen here. But I mean, this thing, it took down old growth trees that were 800 to 1,000 years old. So you can see this stump behind me is probably 7 feet tall. Just the base of the tree, I mean, the root mound is probably 20 feet up here. And you think about old growth trees that have been in the area for 800, 900 years, blew down in 1921 from such a big windstorm. It's a pretty big windstorm. I mean, it knocked down millions and millions of board feet of tree. It's like people cut into what was useful on here over the years. A lot of this stuff is cedar, and makes beautiful cedar shakes from, but yeah, that is an enormous tree to blow down there. All right, let's get on with it.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Nice and warm cab. They used on this road is kind of intense. It's like 5 to 6 inch rock, and they never topped it with anything finer than that. But I guess they're just running log trucks and heavy equipment over it. But man, it is rough. Here's that smaller tree I cut out yesterday evening, and boy, didn't leave much room, did I? Definitely got to thread the needle through this thing. So the camper doesn't get ripped open. Scoping this river out down here, it splits, but right here there's a log across and it drops about 1.5 feet, and there's a deep pool right there, and it looks like the water's churning. I bet that'd be an awesome spot to do a little bit of trout fishing. Definitely coming back, go scope this river on a drier day. I haven't seen any fisherman trails, so maybe that will indicate that There's no good fish in here, but just might be that it takes effort to get to this spot. So here, this is kind of typical of the Northwest. You got a beautiful little river running down here, and you got a bunch of junk someone just decided to dump off the hillside. This is majority of it's wood too. It looks like furniture, tables, dressers, and things like that. Like, this is all stuff that someone could have easily burned in a burn pile or hauled to the dump. Again, like if they didn't want to take it to the dump, just burn it in the backyard burn pit. But instead they decided to break it all apart, load it up here, and throw it out right above this embankment of this river here.
Coming back to the highway, and the lake that we passed yesterday, I know I've gotten trout in it. Using this trip as kind of a scouting trip for some different creeks and rivers I've never fished at yet. We'll come back when the weather's a little bit better and see what we can get. So looking at Onyx, this road, this mucky road, which actually looks like it's been traveled quite a bit, goes for miles. So depending if it's gated or not, I'm gonna come back here I think in the spring and explore this. Probably some fishing potential. So I'm gonna come back here in the spring. I'll bring you guys along.
Here's another pond I've seen driving by many times. It doesn't show up on the map as anything. I'm curious if it's fishable. Definitely have to come back. Right off the side of the road. Super steep down to it, but it always seems to have water in it every time I drive past. So definitely gonna get back out here in the spring and see what we can catch. Found a cool spot down this Forest Service road. Beautiful high bank, kind of a cliffed-in river down here. Kind of skipped breakfast this morning, so decided to pull over, get off the beaten path a little bit, and make some food. More trash. Tailgate looks like a little bit of a yard sale here, but that's all right. A little disorganized on this trip. Damn, wish I didn't forget that onion, or I don't know what happened to that thing yesterday. Between the grocery store and my truck, it seemed to go missing. I'm gonna sprinkle a little garlic and onion powder in, and a little bit of paprika, and a few pepper flakes. I'm running short on cheese. Not bad for the side of the road. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave a nice comment down below. All that helps with the rating of the video. And I'm going to try to reintroduce these mini truck little camping trips again. Hopefully get my brother out on one of the next ones and we get his truck repaired. And yeah, I'll be trying to do one of these once a month. So, alright, until next time, take care. Bye.